Hi, I'm Radine. Today we're going to be looking at life sciences, and we're going to be looking at the topic of evolution. Evolution can sometimes be a controversial topic, and today we're going to unpack a few of the concepts, so hopefully it becomes a bit clearer. All right, have you ever thought about where life comes from? If you have a look, you can see that from the smallest organism, from the simplest organism is where life originated, to what we see today with all the different varieties of living organisms that we find on Earth. Okay. All right, we're going to have a look at the concepts that we're going to cover today in the introduction to evolution. First of all, we'll have a look at a definition of what evolution is. And then we're going to have a look at the concepts of a hypothesis and a theory. And then we're going to also have a look at the difference between a hypothesis and a theory. We're going to also look at evolution evidence. So there's lots of evidence that we have that supports the theory of evolution. And then we're going to look at, finally, we're going to have a look at the sources of genetic variation. All right, so let's have a look at some key words. Because what's very important in life sciences is that we understand the terminology. If we understand the terminology, it makes the topic and the subject so much easier. So first of all, we're going to have a look at what we call biological evolution, because we are talking about living organisms. And basically what evolution or biological evolution is, where we see genetic changes that take place in a population, and those are then inherited over several generations, and they then eventually become changes that then become fixed in a population. Okay, the next key word that we're going to look at is hypothesis. Now, you might have come across hypothesis before. We've done scientific method, and we know that a hypothesis is usually an educated guess or explanation as to what you think is going to happen or why a certain phenomena happen. Okay, so basically here we're looking at the hypothesis as a proposed explanation for a phenomenon that may occur. Right, then we're going to have a look at the word or the term theory. And a theory is a well-substantiated explanation of an aspect of the natural world that can be incorporated, that can incorporate laws, hypotheses, and facts. Okay, so a theory isn't just something that somebody thought about and said, okay, I have a theory. In a scientific theory, what we've actually got is we have laws, hypotheses, and facts that actually back up that theory. All right, and then another key word that we need to have a look at today is biogeography. And if we break this word up into two parts, we can see the first part is bio, which means living, and then geography, the second part, means, you know, the earth or part of the earth. So basically what we have a look here at when we're looking at this term, we look at the distribution of species and ecosystems in geographic space and through geographical time. So in other words, we have a look at how the continents were arranged at various times and why organisms might be similar. If we have a look today, why we find organisms that are similar but are actually thousands of kilometers apart. All right, and then the next key word we're going to have a look at is homologous structures. Now again, when we do terminology, it's always a good idea to break up the word into what you can, and then you can work out the parts. So if you break it up into smaller parts, it makes it a lot easier to figure out. So homo means the same, okay, and then logos, so what we're looking at is structures in organisms that are the same or similar. Okay, so homologous means similar structures. So if we have a look at certain organisms, we might find organs or we might find bones that have similar underlying anatomical features that are found in these different animals. So although they are, you know, on the outside look different, there might be something inside their bodies that is common. Okay, we're going to take a short break now, so we'll see you after the break.